Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another video. My name is Tom. Thank you for joining me. I'm out here with my dog Duchess, and it's pitch black outside, but it's only 6:45 p.m. So it is, I guess, that time of the year when the sun sets at 1 p.m. or so. But this is the calm before the storm. We are waiting for Hurricane Nicole to barrel through South Carolina. Several places in South Carolina were issued tornado warnings about 15 minutes ago. So we're just kind of keeping an eye on things. The wind's picking up. It's not too bad. I'd say it's somewhere around 10, maybe 12 or so miles per hour. Nothing crazy. House is still standing. There it is. But it's kind of weird because I just got off of work and my stage lights are turned off, i.e. the sun. So we'll have to do this underneath this city-provided lamppost in the middle of my yard, which is kind of nice actually when it comes to the deer at night because you can see them and everything. It's kind of cool. Anyway, I wanted to shoot this video because I've received several questions already today. Which was really cool about one of the points that I made last night or when I was over there recording that video last night at 2 o'clock in the morning. Wait, I guess that was this morning. My schedule's just all messed up. Forgive me. Okay, so in that video I mentioned that the dealer was going to have my Bolt EV for a day or two longer so that they can install the light up charging port. And I didn't really give much context and I didn't really think much about it because it's been an accessory that's been available for purchase for several years now, for all I know, maybe from the beginning of the Bolt EV timeline. But I thought I would kind of do just a close the circle on that part of it, because maybe people didn't know that it was a thing or that such a thing existed and what it's all about and stuff like that. So I'm going to just quickly go into this. I hope this video is not longer than 5 minutes because between the wind, the cold air, a wet dog, and me wearing flip-flops in wet grass, not a good combination, and I don't feel like getting sick. So I'll make this really quick. GM put out a like an add-on part. It's available on their website. You can get it from Chevrolet.com, and I think you can also get it from third-party places, which I don't know if I would recommend because the installation does not appear very easy to me. So one of the things that the car that all EVs have is the battery management system that keeps track of charging states, right? So with these charging states, you have essentially 4 levels of state, and they're more granular within that 4 I guess sections or whatever you want to call them. They essentially break down the 100% battery scale into 25% blocks. Within the 25% blocks, I think they go down as far as probably a factor of 5. So you have 5% intervals between charge states. And then from what I understand, every EV has different granularities and sensitivities when it comes to, that part on its own. But as far as I know, the Bolt EV does everything in 5% increments. And that kind of lines up with what I remember from the GOM or the Guessometer, where it would, one line would disappear after you consumed 5% of charge. And, vis-a-vis, it would be the same if you were charging. It would, every 5%, it would add a bar. So they took that and grouped it, and now you have this, 0 to 25, 25 to 50, 50 to 75, and 75 to 100%. 4 types of indicators that are basically displayed via flashing of a certain pattern. It's typically the amount of flashes. So if you see 3 flashes, that means you're at 75. If it's solid on, then it's 100%. You know, if it's 2, it's 50. If it's 1, it's 25. And if it's red, it's dead, right? So this accessory isn't just a light up charge port. So I'm calling it an accessory because it is an add-on, you know, device. You buy it and then you have it installed. But what makes it difficult is you have to, you know, strip a whole bunch of parts down from the top of the assembly on top of the electric motor in the front under the hood, because you're actually wiring this thing into the battery management system. So that way it kind of mirrors the blinking pattern that's on the dashboard. You know, that green light, the orange and the red light that's on the dash in the middle towards the windshield. It's identical to that, except you're getting it on the side of the car. It also lights up, you know, when you're not plugged in. It'll light up, so it gives you the glow. It's green. It's a green glow, so it's kind of cool nuclear type looking when you open this charging port up, and it's just like, ooh, green. And to me, the simple things are what make all of this possible. You know, that's how I've always operated. You know, as an engineer, it's always been the little stuff, the details. And this little charging light that goes around the EVSE plug-in port inside the flap. And man, wouldn't it be great if I had a Bolt EV just sitting over there, or Bolt EUV sitting over there, that I could just pop it open and show you? Soon, folks, soon. I'm holding them to it. If they're telling me my car's in Georgia, they better be here within a week or two, or I'm going to be very upset. Plus, I'm going to give them the day or two that they asked to install this nice little accessory add-on, right? So I feel better. I feel a little bit, I feel like this whole thing is just coming to a close, and it's a circle that has gone around far too long. And I don't really think that any customer of any kind, no matter what it is, retail or food or whatever, I don't think anybody should be treated the way that customers of GM were treated during this recall. It's just it's so heartbreaking, you know, when you're thinking about all the trouble. You know, I can obviously only account for my own troubles, but how many people that are affected by this recall had to go out and spend thousands of dollars on a rental or some kind of other accommodation, you know, during this time? Fortunately for me, you know, my office is right there, and I don't have to drive very far to my place of business. What bothers me, though, is that every time I need to go somewhere, or I have a medical appointment or something, and I have to, you know, basically shuffle my entire calendar around to make sure that there's no possibility that I'm going to leave my son stranded at school for whatever reason, or my wife's appointment is going to get impeded, or something's going to happen where this one car, this one RAV4 that's kind of sitting underneath this bush right here, you can't see it really, gets oversubscribed, if you will. That's always been a fear. Like, I took some classes a few months ago that required me to be gone. I think I was gone for 10 hours. You know, the class was 8 hours plus an hour getting there, an hour getting back. I wasn't going to leave my wife with a son that could at any point in time fall off of something, hurt himself, need doctors or whatever. I was not going to leave him for 10 hours without a car. I went and rented a car. Well, for that 24-hour period, it was, you know, what was it, $118 or whatever it was. Plus then, you know, factor in all the money that's already getting spent on insurance, on the old Bolt EV, because we're still in that process where the finances haven't been worked out. And that money's still pouring out. But I have nothing to show for it. I have an empty driveway. Well, minus my wife's RAV4. So this is quite, disconcerting when it comes to how, we weren't given anything for our troubles, essentially. And in fact, we were not even given the basic, hey, how do you do type communication from anybody at GM. Nobody's really checked up on us. If I don't send the email nudging them, I won't get anything. I've tested this theory. I've waited, we were supposed to talk every week or every 10 days or so, and I've let it go for 20 days. Nobody sent me anything. I waited till the end of the following week, so that would have made it, almost a month? Nothing. At the beginning of the next month, I was like, hey, aren't we supposed to be having an exchange every 10 days? They're like, oh, well, we got a lot of cases. I'm like, that's your own doing. Not my fault. Anyway, I'm laughing at it now because I feel like there might be a light at the end of the tunnel. But at the same time, I'm trying not to go insane because it's been so long. I've been driving since I was 16 years old. That means that for 24 years, I've owned a car. At any point in time, I had a car. Whether it was a $500 junker from an auction or if it was something else, I owned it. The 2020 Bolt EV was my first brand new car. I bought it with 3 miles on it. And now I've been without it since June 11th. And like I said before, it is November 10th right now. Ooh, the rain is coming down hard. To me, that's not acceptable. That's not... You don't let somebody sit for so many months without an option. And I guess it is what it is, but I'm just glad that I didn't completely go berserk and, lose my mind all the way, because had I done that, it probably would have made things worse for me, and I didn't want to play that card. So fortunately, I was, I guess, one of the lucky ones. But you guys go down in the comments and read what other people are writing. Some of those stories are scary. You reading them and you're like, wow, how does this happen? It happens. So I still don't have my car, but I've been told that in a week or two, it'll be standing right here in my driveway. So the day that happens, I'm grabbing my phone, I'm grabbing my GoPros, and you know what? We're going to strap it in because we're going to do everything. We're going to do time lapses, we're going to do slow-mos, we're going to do reveals. That video is probably going to be the most heavily produced video that I've made yet on this channel. Speaking of this channel, the future of this channel is actually up in question right now, because as I mentioned a few videos back, 6 Foot Networks as a company, there's some changes happening that are not all finalized yet, so I can't really talk about it. But if you go into the channel information of this channel, you will see that it now says 6 Foot Networks, an OPSEC Prime Inc. company. So, the company was purchased and it's still going through all of its leveling out. So the future of this channel is probably going to be met with a second channel being spun up, and the story will be continued there. So for now, OPSEC Prime is operating in its current state, and we are we're getting to where we need to be with it. So anyway, I will leave you guys going because I'm getting a shower out here, and I originally thought that I was going to make this video less than 5 minutes, and here we are 10 minutes longer, thanks to the way my brain operates. So go down in the comments, leave me your thoughts. I will keep you guys posted, and I hope that my little explanation of the light up charge port accessory was a little bit more definitive. If not, come back down. I can, maybe show you a few things online, or maybe do a WebEx or a Zoom call with you to talk to you one-on-one, if that's something that you guys are interested in. Anyway, for now, thanks for watching, and you guys all have a great evening. Good night.